Welcome back to Billins World.
What's up, YouTube Season 4? As we go on and on now, today's episode, 18th anniversary of Kanye West, the college dropout.
College Dropout.
Debut studio album from, man, everybody's favorite Gemini.
Is Kanye a Gemini?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that shit. That explains a lot.
Man, I'm just gonna get right into it with this being the 18th anniversary episode. Damn, this album's now legal. Aged very well. I went back and listened recently. I wasn't too fond of Kanye in the beginning. Like I wasn't one of those. Like at this point in time, I'm still in school, high school to be exact, and I already see a lot of people quoting the album. You know, this dropped in '04, but even in '03, he already had the buzz as an artist. You know, with the singles on the album, which I feel with most of Kanye's career, I feel most of the singles weren't even the best tracks on the album, but I'm gonna get into that because we're gonna review the tracks as well. But you know, I gotta definitely say, like being the music head I am, I could never not like Kanye because I'm a huge fan of him just as a producer, even prior to this album dropping. And the backstory of this album was like maybe 3, 4, 5 years in the making and everything. It wasn't just like overnight thing with him.
With 21 fucking tracks, it better took fucking 2-3 years to make.
With quite a few skits in between, you got that guy that has that like oh yeah, like I didn't go back to see who that was on the skits and everything, but well, the voiceovers. But if you know, you know. They even start off the album, and even at that time, a lot of people were on the whole bandwagon. I think I'm gonna be a college dropout like Kanye West. So, but I wouldn't just say this album was just for college kids because a lot of people could, of all forms of life could relate to this joint. I can't even be biased and say this is definitely an incredible body of work. I gotta say again, it aged very well. If you could look past all the BS of Kanye to this day and all that, but um, great album for a Rockefeller Def Jam release too, which have a lot of classic albums on those two labels, respectfully, and everything. And Kanye held it well on here. It did of course have his guest appearances and features and all. He experimented,
Yeah,
quite
for
an
his
amount.
first album, he got a lot of features.
Yeah, but we
Got
gotta
a lot of
remember he was
features.
producer at first and all.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say like oh it's a compilation and all
Excuse me.
that. I wouldn't call it a compilation album to be exact, but but hey, like I mentioned earlier, like the singles. I mean, some of them were a little fun. I don't really can't get too jiggy with them, whatever. But this, except for probably like of course slow jams. That's a great fucking record. I was already a huge Twista fan, so that worked well. And shout out to Jamie Foxx, but
I mean,
you
I
know.
fuck with Through the Wire. Keep it real with you.
Yeah, with the story, the backstory, and all that, and little head gem on that. Shaka Khan, who had the original, shout out to her. I know that. See, Harry, like Biggie said, um, I'm not too. She wasn't too fond of that record as well, but Shaka, I believe, is known to not. She doesn't like her records being redid like, and everything. Even with Whitney Houston, I'm Every Woman. So, but respectfully, shout out to Shaka Khan, give her flowers as well. But the backstory and everything, Kanye surviving the accident, and him even being I believe his mouth wired shut while recording the track. So even that caught my attention back then. But I would probably have to skip that. And and even with All Falls Down, even though he was spitting some real gems like she can't afford a car, but would name her daughter Alexis. Me and my shorty back then would bug out with that line. But I
I
don't play
never,
that.
the All Falls Down, I wasn't a fan of. Slow
Yeah.
Jams, I really wasn't a fan of.
Uh
Probably
huh.
later
Oh
when I got
shit.
in life. Uh, Through the Wire was the only single that I liked. But when I listened to the album, which we're about to dive into,
Yeah.
I liked way more than that. But
Don't
that
forget
single wise,
Jesus
is just
Walks was a single, and
Jesus
man,
Walks was
that
alright.
has aged very incredible. And sometimes you could I don't care if you're dolo or with someone like that record could really just have you like hold your head and just be like wow, like you might want to just replay that and everything. So yeah,
let's go into the track. Now, any skits and intros, we skip by. So the first track is the intro. I don't know if you want to talk about it, if there's anything that stands out about the intro that you want to speak about. But after the intro, we got We Don't Care, which is one of my favorite songs on here. I like the way he started this album off with that. Yeah.
Kids singing on the hook, yeah. And shout out to the violin, the instrumental lady, Mary Ben Ari. I mean, if you remember her, she used to be in the videos back then with the curly hair, and man, and you gotta definitely give her credit when credit's due for participating, on this album as well, and just her work and everything. But yeah.
Is Graduation Day a skit or a song?
Pretty much a skit's only about a minute and 20-second joint right here.
Okay. So then we jump into the song that we were just talking about, All Falls Down. I don't know if you want to tap more into that.
I mean, like I said, I give him for, he has little slick punchlines on that, but I'm not too fond of that song, gotta be real.
Yeah, me either. All Falls Down ain't really. I'll Fly Away comes after that.
Yeah, pretty much another like skit, about a minute long.
Yeah. And then one of my favorite songs off of this shit, Spaceships.
This wasn't a single, but I remember some station played it on regular radio back then when this was still fresh, and wow, and so many years later, you gotta feel this track, especially if you was ever a worker and everything, and even hearing Consequence bring it up how, he was approached by a coworker asking him, "Weren't you just in Busta Rhymes video?" But he's working a regular job. Like, that is like some deep shit right there. Spaceship is definitely one of the top songs on this album.
For sure.
Yeah.
7 is Jesus Walks. Not too fond of this, but it aged well though.
I spoke on that previously. Yeah, Kanye, and then it might have been a roll of the dice, but the record worked. I remember it was multiple videos for this as well. He did that move where he had like multiple videos for that one track, but yeah.
And then here you go. Everybody's favorite, Jay-Z, Never Let Me Down. I thought this was a solid song though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. It's alright to me,
And you got a banger right after that, Get 'Em High.
Ooh, man. Shout out to Talib, Kweli, and Common. Part of that rap community as well, because a lot of people do credit this album for being the top, one of the top albums for the subconscious genre of rap, and everything, with the conscious rap, I should say, but subgenre of conscious rap, and even the chipmunk rap and all that. But another gem, I gotta say, I do our BILLINS world, excuse me, that Kanye has stated, like, the production of Ghostface Killer's album Supreme Clientele, released in 2000, was gave Kanye like the influence, whatever, his production, and which probably dragged into this album as well. So just giving credit when credit's due. But Get 'Em High, another one of my favorites, definitely, for this album.
One of the other singles that we did not talk about, Workout Plan.
Horrible. I can't even look at the humor of it. They even had a video for this bullshit. I mean, this shit. It probably worked for some, but I feel this was straight trash. Horrible.
I don't think it was that bad, but I do like
I'm just gonna keep it real.
I do like the beat. I do like the beat. The beat was decent.
But now women just want to do the BBL plan. So if y'all want to resurrect this record and make it now the BBL plan instead of the workout plan, go ahead.
Slow Jams is the next song on this, featuring Jamie Foxx.
Twister, yeah. Stated earlier, popping track, timeless, everything, and it's one of the best songs of that year. Definitely up there with Lean Back, and 04 had a lot of bangers.
Nah, this was another banger that people sleep on this album. Shout out to Ludacris, Breathe In, Breathe Out.
Ooh, yeah, a little standout on that one, man. Shout out to Luda, ATL.
Then you got I think like another skit, School Spirit skit 1. Then you got School Spirit skit 2. Then we got the Little Jimmy skit. Then we got 2 Words.
Woo-hoo!
Most Def Freeway.
Hands down, man. Like when this album probably wasn't released there. Maybe it had just gotten released. It probably didn't drop yet, but this was played on radio out here at home, and it just the sample and everything, and the features showed out, most definitely in Freeway. Also, let's not forget the Boys Choir of Harlem.
Yeah,
And,
word, yeah.
Yeah, I really fuck with it, and they spit real gems on this one. All the rappers and everything, but man, you only end up two places, either dead or in jail, so nowhere to go. Two words, man. Probably, and it's probably my favorite track on this album. Definitely, probably my favorite. Like I mentioned earlier how I really fuck with Get 'Em High.
Get 'Em High,
Everything.
my shit.
Yeah, Get 'Em High and Spaceship, but two words takes the cake for the hands down the best track on this album.
Right after that would be Through the Wire, which I like Through the Wire.
Shout out to Chaka Khan, I would mention you earlier, boo, but hey, you know.
I think the main thing I liked about this whole song was that Kanye's jaw was sealed shut when he did this song, but he still was rapping through the actually Through the Wire. That's why he named the song Through the Wire.
Yeah.
Cause he had I forgot what they call that shit that they put in your mouth and shit, locks your jaw and all that. But he had one of those in his mouth, and he was still rapping and doing his thing and shit. So it's one of my favorite tracks off the album. Well, at least single wise. That joint right there. I think it's got an epic beat. Really, keep it real with you. I think the beat is what really does it for that song. Family Business is after that. Now this song let me see. I gotta think about it because I don't really remember this shit.
I fucks with it. I like the production.
Was this the one where he was talking to his family on the song and shit, like bringing shit up about family and shit?
Yes.
Probably it. Yeah, yeah. That was a dope song. I feel like that was dope. That was creative. And then you got track 21, Last Call.
Yes, and this joint is about 12 minutes long and everything. You even hear
Yeah.
You hear Jay-Z pop shit in the beginning.
Fucking song in the world, man.
Jay-Z talk shit in the beginning, but I believe Jay didn't spit on it.
Nah, he didn't.
And I believe they said he later regretted not spitting on it. But even though he says that something along the lines of the beginning of I can't believe you get me on this shit, Kanye. But and he also ends with some talking because of course 12 minutes, so 12 minutes extension. You got 12-minute track. Probably also want to get some shit off your chest as well. Obviously, and
a lot of shit to get off his chest.
But the production definitely was up to par. Like I gotta say, man, giving credit when credit's due. Kanye West, college dropout, man.
All right, now so before
18.
this thing,
your baby's legal now.
Ticks out and goes out before this thing clunks out on us. HitMyLineAccessories.com for your smoking merch and rolling papers, trays, socks, headphones. We got some of everything there. JiggyMafia.com for your urban streetwear, vintage urban streetwear. Okay, now we're going to jump into this right here. All right, so we're going to do 3 things today. All right, we only never done this before. If we got time. Well, we're going to do 1. 1 to 10, Al.
Man, 8.5.
I give it like a 7. I ain't going to hold you. Next week,